Imagine a future where Black families in Chicago, Atlanta, or Baltimore have powerful new tools to give their kids every possible advantage: sharper minds, better impulse control, and brighter futures with less avoidable hardship. This isn't science fiction. It's not old school eugenics or government coercion. It's an honest conversation about ethical, parent driven genetic technologies that could help close persistent gaps in achievement, safety, and opportunity for Black Americans. Science shows that intelligence, self control, and behavioral tendencies have substantial genetic components. Twin and adoption studies estimate the heritability of IQ at roughly 50 to 80% within populations. Black Americans currently score around 85 on average IQ tests, compared to a white American average of 100. This gap correlates strongly with differences in educational outcomes, income levels, employment, and involvement in the criminal justice system. The crime statistics are especially sobering. Despite making up about 13% of the US population, Black Americans account for a disproportionately high percentage of arrests for murder and violent offenses, according to FBI data. Most victims of this violence are also Black. Instead of endless blame, denial, or the same failed interventions, what if we explored voluntary empowering tools that already exist or are emerging? Polygenic screening during IVF, future gene therapies, and informed family planning that considers genetic factors. Parents could select embryos with higher predicted genetic scores for cognitive ability, executive function, and impulse control. Over generations, these individual choices could meaningfully narrow gaps without mandates, DEI programs, or discrimination. Think of it like how farmers have improved crops for centuries by selecting for better traits. For humans, the ethical version is fully consensual and individual. Black parents, armed with clear data on heritability, could make empowered decisions about partners or embryo selection to stack advantages for their children. This isn't cold state breeding. It's families choosing better odds for the next generation. We've seen natural examples before. Ashkenazi Jewish communities have notably high average IQs linked to historical selection pressures. The principle is the same. Genetics matter. The potential benefits are huge. Higher average intelligence supports better jobs, innovation, and community stability. Stronger self-control reduces impulsive choices that trap people in poverty or crime. Safer streets in cities like Baltimore and Detroit. Stronger schools. More inventors, entrepreneurs, scholars, and stable two-parent families. Critics are right to raise alarms about history. Past eugenics movements were often coercive and immoral. A modern approach must be the opposite, completely voluntary, with no government pressure and no targeting of groups. Tools should be made accessible to all communities through research, subsidies, and open science. Environment clearly matters too. Nutrition, education, culture, lead exposure, family structure, and yes, discrimination. But after decades of massive societal efforts, many gaps have proven stubborn. Genetics explain a large part of the remaining differences. Ignoring that reality slows real progress. Voluntary genetic progress doesn't deny history, culture, or personal agency. It adds a powerful new lever. Black leaders and families could lead this conversation, guiding research toward traits that matter most for success in a complex world. This path requires strict ethical guardrails, transparent data, and broad access. But pretending genetics play no role while the technology advances anyway helps no one. The real question is, will communities harness this knowledge for their children's benefit? Or will ideology block tools that could create genuine, lasting uplift? What do you think? Is voluntary genetic selection a legitimate tool for closing gaps, or does it cross a dangerous line? Drop your thoughts in the comments, especially if you spot any errors in the data or reasoning. I read them. If you found this thought-provoking, like, subscribe, and share. Let's have honest conversations about what actually works.